Alright, so if many of you know by now, or you may not know, stormfloris is due to hit on Monday, and it's going to last around a whole 20 hours plus until Tuesday. So let's take a look. We're on the windy app now on max wind gusts. Let's go to Monday here. We've got the stormfloris sweeping through here. You can see all from Edinburgh, so on. Now from Edinburgh maybe to Inverness, you've got 60 plus miles per hour wind, even 70 in the mountain areas. Also around Fort William, you've got the worst wind gusts up to around 85, maybe even 90 miles per hour in some areas around Fort William or up in the western Isles of Scotland. But as we move further down, obviously the wind gets less violent. But on this day, the whole of the country of England and Ireland will be windy. But obviously, there's some areas to avoid, and because it's summer holidays, there will be lots of people on holiday and stuff. So it might cause disruption, people travelling back and things like that. But the storm, obviously, when you wake up or the start of the day, it should be rather calm. Maybe not for an Ireland. This includes the whole of Ireland as well. It might not start out as a very nice day, and obviously the more the day goes, it's going to get even windier. But some parts of like Scotland, so around like 6 a.m. some areas such as Edinburgh might be calm, Inverness and all down south. I think the only areas that will be windy, I'd say around 5 to 8 a.m. The coastal areas will be the windy areas, but then obviously as the storm moves in, it makes touch into the UK at around 10 a.m. here. Not completely, just the outskirts, but obviously around 12 p.m, 1 o'clock, the whole storm then just wraps around. First impacted coastal areas, obviously. West Cumbria, some parts of the east coast as well will also be affected. Not the whole east coast, but further down, obviously, like I said, it will get less windy. But the worst areas, like I was saying earlier, the Western Isles, all throughout the Scottish Highlands, the southern lowlands, and the Midlands, mountain areas please avoid as well. There will be some high waves, obviously in some coastal areas, especially in Solway. Also up here you've got the low pressure, so stormfloris will move into Tuesday. Now it's going to go away, and at the start of Tuesday here, down south might stay mostly calm winds. We've got a high pressure here that's gonna hopefully move in, bring in some much nicer weather here, because for the past week we've not really had the best weather, because we've had rain, we've had thunder and lightning in some areas as well. So this is actually a refresh on our weather system here. So we've got this big storm, obviously stormfloris, and then that passes away. As well, also stormfloris does bring some heavy rain. As you can see here, we've got some horrendous rain up here, around 20 millimeters, 25 millimeters of rain. Obviously this is up in the Isles, so it won't affect major populated areas, but there are some occasions where it could affect popular areas. Say in Glasgow here you've got a yellowish green, around 10 millimeters of rain, which could cause some small disruption throughout the day as well as the wind. But it is mostly outskirts of cities and up in areas nowhere near cities that will get the floods or high rainfall here. But on Monday though, the whole UK should expect some rain at some point. There might be some drier areas such as down on the southeast coast, so east around Cambridge, Norwich as well. Might see some clearer. There'll still be some clouds, obviously, from the rain that's going to sweep across the UK on Monday, but it might not rain though. It might stay rather drier. But you will expect a cloudy day on Monday for pretty much the whole country. Obviously, let's go to Cumbria here. Cumbria is going to expect some really heavy rainfall as well. Kendal is like the major, well, probably one of the biggest populated areas with heavy rainfall out of this. Unless Keswick's bigger, but who knows, I don't really know. But anyways, this colourful area here is going to expect around 8 to 10 plus millimetres of rain. Here you can see even 14 millimetres of rain, but this isn't really in a populated area. Whitehaven, light rain. Up towards Carlisle. Carlisle's a near miss. Here you've got Carlisle between this heavy rainfall and this one, but luckily Carlisle's just in around about 3 to 4 millimetres of rain, which might cause some blockage in sewages, rivers, but shouldn't really do much. Mostly the most impact will be from the wind. Tuesday, drier down southeast. You might see some light showers sweeping across Wales and all up the east coast here, and as you get into Scotland will get a wide spread of rain with scattered clouds and breaks of blue sky. Here you can see you've got breaks of blue sky on the east coast going all the way down, but it will it mostly will be thin clouds, but there are some areas such as around London areas, around the English Channel, Brighton, Southampton, with the more thicker clouds, which is because of the rain that's up north. Let's go to weather charts now and have a look at stormfloris here. Let's go to wind gusts. At the bottom here you can see what the colours mean. So you've got white, calm, light blue, not just a slight breeze, blah, etc. You get it. Let's go to where stormfloris actually impacts us here. You've got so we've got the purple, which is here. That is what this means. So you're saying most of the areas will be around 50 to 65 miles per hour. There are some wide, maybe some areas away from cities in open areas which will get the strongest wind, but like I'm saying, the major cities shouldn't really get too much major damage from the wind. There will be some fallen trees, twigs, and maybe bins, but nothing life-threatening. I don't know what Met Office is saying, life-threatening situation and stuff like that, but that's just rubbish, really. I mean, the storm's strong, yeah, it is, but I think it's still, you could still go on a walk, and there is some, actually, I don't know. Anyways, Monday, so let's just mark some of the darkish areas here. Let's mark up in the Isles here, up in the Isles. Let's go to the wind gusts here. Max wind gust, boom, 61 miles per hour, recorded at 12 o'clock Europe time. You could see really heavy wind gusts, strong wind gusts. Let's go to say about, let's see, the wind, it will be up and down all day through Scotland. Let's mark some more populated areas. Let's do around Cumbria, Carlisle area here. You've got, okay, around 45, possibly 50 miles per hour at some point in the day here. Let's do around Edinburgh area. Edinburgh is going to see around 57 to 60 miles per hour as well. Let's try up around Inverness area. Inverness is going to get lashed with the highest winds probably for major city in Scotland, with a whopping 62.4 miles per hour. But like I was saying, once that passes, you should expect some nice temperatures, a nice calmer weather here. Let's have a look. Once stormfloris passes on Tuesday, we get this low pressure that does pass. Luckily it doesn't go directly over the UK here, but after that you're gonna expect some nicer weather. Look at that, got some really nice weather, especially some really hot weather as well throughout the next couple weeks. Nothing too hot, no wildfire concerns, and heat is doable. Nothing major, just average summer temperatures, not too cold and not too hot. There are some cooler spots, if I'm being honest, such as mountain areas, but it's a fine temperature for the rest of the next 2 weeks. That's it. Stormfloris is officially named by my office. It was named yesterday. But yeah, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next update video.